Hi everybody, welcome to Tuttle Up Stamping. This is Judy Tuttle, your Stampin' Up demonstrator from Midland, Texas. And I'm excited to be with you here tonight. Here, I just realized I don't have my, there we go, halo light on, and that makes a real difference, as you can just tell. So thanks for joining me. I'm excited about what we're doing this week because it's something that is different than what we've been doing for the past few months. And when I say we, it's me and my friend Monica, who collaborates with me on our weekly online card classes to go. But this week we're going to do it a little bit different, and I'll talk more about that in just a moment. Okay, so hi Laura Kemp, I'm glad you're here. I'm excited about our projects, and I don't know if you guys have seen some of these things, so I want to make sure that I do a really good job. Hi Chris, thanks for joining me. Are you going to Lansing this year, Chris? In September? I will be there, so I'm hoping maybe you'll be there too. I really enjoy spending time with you. All right, so here we go. Before I get started with our awesome class for this week and talk more about that, I want to talk to you about an upcoming class I have coming up. It's called the You Are God's Masterpiece. It is a Creating for Christ card class. I'm not going to take ownership that I did all the designing. I am just offering it to my customers as a class, either in person or to go from my home to yours, or you can come into my home on August 15th and put these projects together. You make 6 cards and 1 frame decor item. They're gorgeous. They use that beautiful gallery designer series paper. It uses the beautiful blooms, gallery blooms, stamp set and dies, and it's stinking gorgeous. So you make 6 cards and 1 frame decor piece. I give you the option of adding on the bundle or adding on a frame. Okay, so if you're interested in that class, I will put the registration for that up in the description after this video is over. Okay, next is what we're doing today. We are doing I'm so sad, Chris. I'll miss you. The Label Me Grateful two-tone cardstock class this week is a mega class to go, and we are, instead of asking you to place an order and on your own, we have put a class together for you. So I'm going to take this banner off. I'm going to move to my hands so that you can see it. And let's see. I don't know what happened to my Netty Cam here, but we will get it back up and running. There we go. I think I took it off the stand so that I could put it on do not notify me of any notifications and get bothered by that. Okay, so I'm going to sneeze, so hold on just a second. Well, it's delaying. Okay. So for this class this week, we are so excited. We've never done anything like this before. We are curating all the things you need to make our beautiful cards that we're making this week. So you're going to get a half a package of this Celebrate Together two-toned cardstock. And these are the colors. I'll list them out for you here in just a second. So you get in this pack, you get Blackberry Bliss, Cloud Cover, Daffodil Delight, Strawberry Slush, Pool Party, and Fresh Freesia. Those are the colors that come in this two-tone cardstock pack, okay? So there are 12 sheets, so you're going to get half of that. You're going to get 1 sheet of each of the colors shown here, which is plenty for you to do what we're doing with our cards, okay? We're also including a half a roll of our 1/2 inch white woven ribbon. We're including a full pack of these beautiful, they are called Charming Shimmer Faceted Dots, and they are shimmery and faceted and so pretty. And we're also throwing in for you guys our brand new sunflower embossing folder. Now, this is awesome. If you guys haven't seen this, I hope you fall in love with this when after I show it to you and some of the things you can do with it. It's big. It's one of the bigger ones that is like 8.5 by 6 is the size of it. So you can get lots of embossing done at once. And if you already have this embossing folder, we're going to show you some options of other embossing folders you can get to replace it. But when you register, just let me know, hey, I want you to replace my embossing folder with this embossing folder, and I would be happy to do that for you. So 8 cards this week. All of this product, right? Half the pack of paper, half the ribbon, full package of embellishments, the awesome sunflower 3D embossing folder. All of this week, plus a make and take packet to make 8 cards, okay? Plus our awesome full color PDF of this class to go, okay? So shipped to your door, this class is $49 and you get almost $38 worth of product in it. So I hope you like that we're kind of putting it together for you. We've had some customers say, sometimes I just don't know what I should order. And first of all, know that I'm always here to help you with that. And second of all, this time we're kind of giving it all to you. So except for, let me tell you one thing that you're not getting. You will need the Label Me Grateful stamp set and dies, and I love this one. I love these beautiful fonts, all about being grateful to someone else. And look at these awesome dies. You're going to fall in love with these as well by the time we're done today. This is the bundle. You can add it on to your registration for this kit to go this week, and I pay your shipping and tax, so you get a little discount if you buy it from me this week as well. I'll be sure to put in the description the link to this class, as well as You Are God's Masterpiece class that's coming up in a couple weeks. Okay, we're going to show you some fun techniques with these cards as well, so I hope you have fun watching this. This is our first card. Isn't that fun? And one of the cool things about, thank you, Debbie, you're so sweet, about the two-toned cardstock is that it has a white core in it. And so I'm going to show you how to get this awesome kind of white popping out from the top of that cardstock. These dies are all from that Label Me Grateful die set. So, and you can see back here, I used a different embossing folder, and it's actually one that you can substitute for the sunflowers if you already have it. Okay? All right, so let's get started. I know, and Debbie, this class includes the embossing folder. So, and if you already have it, we will substitute it out. Okay? So here we go. I've got my pieces here. So I feel like I should have one white panel, but here it is right here. I found it in my other container. All right. So we're starting out with a Petunia Pop cardstock base. It is cut 5.5 by 8.5 and scored down the middle at 4 1/4. Let's see if I can put my hands on, yeah, right here. One of my bone folders. I had a huge class this weekend for the cone flower celebrations. And I've got stuff going on everywhere, so it's kind of funny. All right, so here we go. This is Blackberry Bliss, and I have embossed it with the Birch embossing folder. Now, if you already have the sunflower embossing folder, this is one that you could substitute out with. It is a $12 embossing folder. We have several other $12 embossing folders too that are this larger size. So if you already have the sunflower, I'd be happy to exchange it with another one. Okay, so before I put this down, I am going to grab my white ribbon. I don't know why I threw all my stuff over here to the other side. And I'm going to set my ribbon down underneath this this Blackberry Bliss panel, and I'm just going to use a tiny bit of Stampin' Seal Plus here. And my rule of thumb for tying bows is 1, 2, 3, 4, and a little bit more. It is an awesome deal, Debbie. We're trying really hard to give you guys quality and everything you need to create awesome projects, and trying to make it simple for you as well. So we haven't always done a really good job of that, but we're getting better. Okay, so now this is that Blackberry Bliss panel that has been embossed with the birch tree embossing folder, and I'm just going to put my Seal Plus on my Petunia Pop card base here because I don't like to press into my embossed pieces. You guys know I'm kind of weird about that. Might not make a difference, but it might. Okay, so I'm going to tie this ribbon here in just a minute, but we're just going to set it right there. All right, so I have the two-toned cardstock here in Daffodil Delight. Okay, this is what it looks like. It looks a lot like regular cardstock. It's a little thinner, so I would say our two-toned is thinner than regular cardstock, thicker than DSP. Okay, so I'm going to put my piece right in here into my embossing folder. Okay, and I kind of want that sunflower kind of showing right up here in this. You can do it however you want, but that's kind of what I thought I wanted. So I'm going to grab my plates here, and since this is a 3D plate, I'm going to use my number 1 plate. I'm going to put my folder in, and I'm going to use my number 4 plate. Okay, I'm going to put it over here on my die cutting machine and run it through. And another thing that I give you the option to do is to add on a sanding block, okay? Because I'm going to show you this awesome technique here. All right, so this is a oval size sanding block. You will get a rectangular one if you decide to add it on. You don't have to order it, but you can order it if you want. And we're going to take our sanding block and we are going to rough this up. Okay, we're just going to roll it over this two-tone cardstock, and we're going to get a lot of that white core starting to show through. So look at that. Do you see how those white pieces kind of show through? It's pretty awesome. Okay, so if you need a sanding block, you can add that on as well, but you don't have to. It's totally optional. Okay, so let me get my sanding pieces off here. Kind of made a mess of that. Yours will be a rectangular sanding block, and it doesn't create quite as much sand as this one does. So, okay, there we go. All right, so now I'm taking this piece. I'm going to lay it right on top so that I have a tiny bit of that Blackberry Bliss showing over here on the left and a little more showing over here on the right. I'm going to add dimensionals behind this. And I like to add quite a few, especially on my edges here, and then especially in the center. All right. All right, and I'm going to set it right here on top of my card base. It goes from the top to the very bottom right there. All right, and then this is going to get tied over here on the left side in a bow. So I'll tell you again how I tie my bows. People always ask. I always do the right on top of the left and make a V like this. Take the top ribbon underneath, pull it into 2 perpendicular lines like this, and I put my finger underneath, make a loop around to the left, and where my finger is, I'm going to stick it in the hole and pull. And it makes a great bow every time. And let me tie these, cut these ends off right here. Okay, there we go. How pretty is that? Pretty awesome, right? All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is take my label from the Label Me Grateful die set. It's a really awesome shape. And I'm going to stamp on this in Blackberry Bliss ink. You are so appreciated. It's going to kind of come more to the right than to the left. Right there. I love Blackberry Bliss. That's what I love about fall cards, is that I can use my Blackberry Bliss ink, right? Okay, then I have already cut for us from the Label Me Pretty die set 2 of these pieces of greenery in. Bill, I was just thinking about you. I'm so glad you're back. I've been praying for you and worried about you because I haven't seen you here in a long time. But your address popped up on my desk today, well, late last week sometime. And I thought, I need to send him a card because I haven't seen him in a bit. So I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. I won't have time to read your comment until a little bit later. But, oh, I see that now. Sorry, Bill. I want you to know I have missed you. So I'm glad you found me today. All right. I'm going to add just some dots of glue to some of these little leaves right here. Okay, right like that. And this one, I'm going to kind of move it a little more to the right, right like that. And then my second one here, so have you guys played much with two-tone cardstock? I am finding it fascinating and fun. Okay, so there we go. There's my leaves, and I've cut 3 flowers. I blew one off my desk here. I cut 1 in Fresh Freesia and 2 in Petunia Pop, okay? This one's little holes don't want to come out, but it's okay. I'm going to just put a dimensional on the back of it, and we're going to add a gem to the center anyway. So this one, I'm going to put kind of down here. I'm going to put one of them on flat so that it gives it kind of a look of adding some dimension in different levels on my card of flowers. There we go. This one's going to go right there. And then I have this one in Fresh Freesia that's going to kind of sit right in the center of the other 2, right like that. So yeah, this class to go is a little different than what I've done in the past. We are providing the product for you, the PDF, all the cut pieces, ribbon, embellishments, everything you need to copy what I'm doing today. Shipped to your door for $49. So you get lots of product, $38 worth of product, and shipping to your door, and a PDF, and everything to make to each of the cards that we're making this week for $49. So let me know if you like this idea or not. We just kind of thought, well, maybe we just make it even easier for them, right, to get the class to go by providing just everything they need. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to set this with dimensionals right on top right there. Maybe I need to turn it this way a little bit. There we go. And then I have my shimmer dots here. And I'm going to add some of these on to my card front. And I'm going to add this darker Petunia Pop one inside my Fresh Freesia flower. And then these lighter petal pink ones are going to go here. And then over here on my label, I'm going to add a petunia pop and a couple of smaller ones in petal pink. Whoop, that one lost its adhesive. Okay, there we go. All right, now, so pretty, right? Okay, so now I'm going to do the inside. So pretty simple. All we have is a white card base. And you know, somebody told me the other day, I'm so thankful that you include the white pieces for the inside. And honestly, I just thought everybody did. So, oh my goodness. So we're on the same wavelength, aren't we, Bill? You're using the sunflower and the two-tone. It's so fun, isn't it? So much dimension. So I'm just going to put thank you on the inside there and adhere this to the inside of our card base. And we are done with card number 1. There's that sneeze I've been waiting for. Okay. There we go. What do you think? Isn't that pretty? I love all the texture. If you guys could feel this, oh my gosh, just so much texture to this card. So, so pretty. Shimmer, texture, shine. Inside just says thank you like that. So that is the first card. And we will send you everything to make 2 of these. Okay. And then I'm going to put these aside for just a moment. And we are going to pull out our second card. I love the colors in this second card. And we have another little technique to show you on this one. Okay, so here is our card number 2. And I don't know if you can tell that this white flower with the yellow center has been cut out of our sunflower embossing folder. Isn't that so pretty? And a little kindness makes a big difference. So pretty. Okay, so to show you how to do this, we're starting with a strawberry slush. There we go. And we have a petal pink panel. I love saying that. Petal pink panel in 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to grab my scissors and rough up the edges on this. Just add a little extra texture to this panel. Okay, there we go. And it's going to get added to the front here, but we're going to offset it just a tiny bit. So let me add some tape runner. And I'm going to offset it just a little bit tilted, right like that. Okay, you can see it's just a tiny bit. You're like, Judy, it's crooked. It's supposed to be. Okay, so then I already ran through the sunflower embossing folder with the cloud cover, and I really like that it's a little thinner, right? And I'm going to grab that sanding block one more time, sand this up just a little bit, but then I'm going to do one more thing. Totally optional, but I thought it was kind of fun. All right, I'm going to grab my cloud cover ink and a sponge dauber, and I'm just going to add just a little bit of ink onto the sunflowers in the background here. Just another extra layer of color. Isn't that fun? Can you see that? So pretty. This sunflower embossing folder is incredible, so I hope I can help you get your hands on it. And I'm going to tell you it's sold out right now, but I have stocked up. Well, I shouldn't say I have enough for everybody, but I have a good number for us to get started with, okay? And then it looks like they're going to come back in stock in just like a week and a half. So That is awesome. All right, so this is now going to get adhered on top of this one, and I'm going to go a little bit tilted this time to the right, okay? And I'm going to add some more dimensionals to this here, to the back side. So you guys know I always love, all the thumbs up and hearts that you give me. Sharing it out to your friends is huge. Thank you for those of you who are always so consistent in doing that. And okay, so I'm putting this on now with dimensionals and just offsetting it back the other way just a little bit, okay? Now, I have, this is for the inside, I'm going to move this over here, a piece of basic white that is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. So I'm going to grab my embossing folder, and one of these sunflowers right here, don't know if you can see it, you get the entire sunflower. Can you see that right there? So that's what we want to emboss here. So I'm going to put this in, and all I really care about is the sunflower, and it can be crooked, doesn't have to be perfectly straight at all, because we're going to end up fussy cutting that sunflower out. Okay, so putting it in my embossing machine here. Okay. What it looks like. You can see it there. Okay, so I'm going back to my cloud cover and a sponge dauber here, and I'm going to sponge ink on the petals in cloud cover. So pretty. I've re-inked my spot since I did my earlier card, and I can tell because I'm getting a much better coverage on my petals there. Okay, there we go with that. And then for the center, I'm grabbing my Daffodil Delight. And sponging on some Daffodil Delight in the center of my sunflower here. Super pretty, isn't it? I love it. Gonna grab my paper snips here, and I'm just gonna fussy cut around this sunflower and cut it out. And it's gonna just create, this is when it's nice to have the hybrid embossing folders, right? The ones that die cut and emboss at the same time. This is not going to be horrible to fussy cut, but there's a lot of little ins and outs here, right? So maybe a little more time than some straight pieces, but lucky you, gives me more time to talk to you. So we all recovered from VBS at our church last week, and then I had my huge coneflower celebration class on Saturday afternoon. There were 8 ladies who came in person. I had several take it to go, and it was a beautiful afternoon together. That is my why, you guys. I love community. I love community online. I love community in person. I love when I had 2 brand new stampers with me. I love when they stamp for the first time and they're like, this is incredible. I can't believe I just made this card, right? I love that feeling, and I love that they find new friendships and a place to belong. And that's why I call my business, Tuttle Up. It's a long story, and I'll tell you sometime, but Tuttle Up to me means gather together and be in community with one another. So I'll tell you that full story at another time. So there we go. There's our beautiful die cut sunflower there. Okay, so now this is going to get popped up right here. And this little flatter side, I kind of like to have it in the corner. But before I put that on there, I need to grab my ribbon. I'm just going to do a loop. That is it. Just like that. Nothing hard. Can't mess up a loop, right? And the loop is going to go. Now I say that, I'll probably do something to mess it up. Right here on the front of my card base, and I'm just going to loop it right like that. So the tails are this way and the loop is on that side, okay? I'm going to grab my tear and tape and I'm going to put it on here just to hold it down in place. The sunflower will cover the tear and tape up. So I'm going to a retreat this weekend. I'm super excited about it. Sometimes, about once a year, I like to go to somebody else's classes. First of all, it's fun to be able to go and not have to plan the whole thing, right? And secondly, it's just a nice, relaxing time for me to craft with my friends without having to be the one in charge, right? Which I enjoy sometimes. I love being the one in charge, don't get me wrong, but sometimes it's nice just to have someone else do everything for you. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna pop this up onto my card front here. So most of you out there can't see Bill's, so Facebook people can't see YouTube comments and vice versa. So Bill is a friend who found me on YouTube, and he's been going through a journey, a cancer journey. So I hadn't seen him for a little bit, and I was a little worried about him. So I'm glad you're doing okay, Bill, and that you're here with me today. That's fun. Okay, so this is going to get popped up right there. All right, and then I have a stitch circle that is 1 3/4 inches, and I'm going to grab my Memento Black, and I'm going to stamp inside this circle, "You're the best." There we go. Awesome. I'm going to put a dimensional down on this side where it says best, and flat glue up on the other side. So let me grab my dimensional, put it right there. I'm going to put flat glue right here because my sunflower's already popped up, so I don't need to pop the circle up on top of an already popped up item. "You're the best" is going to go right there. Super cute. And now I'm going to pop on some of these gems just wherever I want. I'm going to do 5 of them. I like to do odd numbers. Yep. There we go. Put another one kind of in this little space right down here. And then 2 of them on my circle. 1 right there. And 1 down here. So pretty, right? How pretty is that? Don't you love it? I know, I love it too. Okay, so now the inside, we just got a piece of basic white, and I'm grabbing the stamp that says "A little kindness makes a big difference." I love that saying. And although it doesn't show you this on the PDF, I decided for this one I wanted to add a sentiment to the inside. So "A little kindness makes a big difference," and I'm going to stamp that right in the center right here. And then my strip, I embossed a 3/4 inch wide strip on that sunflower, and it's going to go right down here on the bottom. So I already have 3 kits cut and ready to go. If more people, I'm hoping more people than that would love this kit. I can cut more. I just did it while I was cutting my own, right? There we go. So this one is going to go right inside here. So the link to get this class and all the product, $38 worth of product, makes 8 cards, make and take kit, PDF, all the stuff, except for the stamp set and dies, which you can add on or buy yourself. Or maybe you already have it. If you already have the sunflower embossing folder, you can exchange it for a different one. I'm happy to do that. Okay, so here's card number 2. And here's card number 1. So cute. And if you join me back here tomorrow, you'll see the last 2 cards of the series for the two-toned Label Me Pretty class to go this week. And let me move back to... Thank you, Bill, and thank you, Debbie. I'm glad you guys love it. It's always my hope and dream, right? So God bless everybody. I'll see you back here tomorrow. I'm going to put the links to this class and the You Are God's Masterpiece class that's coming up in a couple of weeks up in the description. So check those out, and I hope you find one or both something you would love to have. So, okay, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.